Alright, I'm making this video to sort of talk about what actually changes and what you actually get from doing hard mode servers in Hunstmen. So in my last videos I covered how to transfer and the prices of transferring. So if you're first off want to know how that works, I recommend checking those videos out. But this video we're going to be talking about what you actually get from hard mode and what it actually changes. The first thing to note is obviously it's a hard server. It is a little bit more difficult so far. Things hit harder. Even on tier equivalent gear, bosses can almost one-shot you. So that is an important thing to know, and that is with like, you know, decent mods in my gear and everything. Sure, it's only tier 3, but a tier 3 boss and a tier 3 against tier 3 armor, still almost getting one shot. So it is generally does feel a little bit harder. Don't really have a true grasp of difficulty yet. Like, it's still mostly felt pretty easy, and we won't truly know the grasp of that difficulty until we hit pro mode in phase 3 and 4. But from where it stands right now, it is still fairly easy. The one thing that I have noticed is you do have to eat more and have better food on you. You know, drink more water as well, which is fine. Previously, I didn't really even have to worry about hydration and food, because it would basically be like eat once every hour and that's it. Now you have to eat maybe once every 10 to 15 minutes if you want to stay at full hydration and full energy. Things that come with the hard mode, or benefits of doing a hard mode server, is you get more starchrom, which is one of the kind of the main interests of this server, right? You get more season goals again. These season goals, I believe, are a 20% yield increase over what they are on the novice season, and then the overall starchrom from your purifications, whether that be the PvE cortexes, or if you're on a PvP server, the chaotic cortex, are increased by up to, I believe, it's 8 to 9% to a normal server, and I think a normal server is 8 to 9% of a novice server. So you're looking at a 20%, almost 20% increase on the purifications as well. Overall, we were getting 95 starchrom from a level 2 PvE cortex. In a novice server, a tier 3 PvE cortex was 100 starchrom. So on this server, a PvE cortex is 90, a level 2 PvE cortex is 95. So you can presume that it is actually a decent amount more after adding it all up. In fact, I did do some calculations here. If the rates are correct, let me just grab my numbers here. You are looking at, for getting 40 chaotic cortexes at the highest tier, which are exclusive to PvP servers, will give you 9,360 starchrom, which is a decent amount more. So previously on the novice season, you got 7,200 starchrom for completing 40 chaotic cortexes at the highest tier. That is bumping up by 2,100 more starchrom in your bank, which is a decent amount more. Now, there is more to this, and that is obviously you get your seasonal goals again, but the other main draw to hard mode servers is getting more controllers and being able to get even more mods at higher drop rates and potentially substats. Now, this is the area I'm a little bit skeptical on, because hard mode servers are just starting. We won't truly know if the mod substats are better until phase 4 when we get pro mode, but I have been getting legendary mods in Iron River, which I don't think was previously possible. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've been getting legendary mods in Iron River. I don't think that was possible beforehand. This gives me an idea that maybe substats and mod drops will be better in-game on hard mode, but this is a rumor. I'm not going to say it's confirmed. I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't want to misinform, but I will let you guys know if that is the case. When we get there, I will update you guys. The other thing I also want to mention is what else has changed. There's new types of enemies, and these are super anomalies, which are presented to you when you first join the server. So I'm on a server that introduces both the balance and I think void super anomalies. Think of these as replacing the elite enemies. I've only come across a few of them so far, and they are actually pretty annoying to face. They don't give the best rewards in early game. Maybe they'll be better in late game, but effectively you either have to use one of these specified damage types here or the Cradle override, which we'll get onto in a sec here. But these are pretty annoying to face. They do almost one-shot you as well, and there's some pretty cool enemies. Like I faced some like balloon looking dude in one of the towns. It was a whole fiasco on stream, but effectively we'll jump onto the other sort of important area here, is the Cradle override. So again, it says that you can damage the elite, I guess, enemies, the new elite enemies, super anomalies, with Burn, Frost, Power Surge, and Unstable Bomber for Void and Balance respectively. But there is another way. On the hard mode servers, there are new Cradle overrides, which sort of spice up the gameplay in a way. So in this server that I'm on, we have anti-balance for Void and balance. What this does is it allows us to use other weapons that don't have those specific damage types on those super anomalies. So for example, I could use my bingo, which is not unstable bomber, on the balance anomaly type if I use this cradle override. So that is pretty cool. There's also some more new cradle overrides that aren't just for killing the PvE enemy types. So these 4 here are cradle overrides for the balance types, so you can use whatever weapon you want to take down those super anomalies. But there is also new cradle overrides that switch up the general gameplay, such as advantage barrier. This gives a shield after hitting a weak spot, which is actually pretty strong in PvP. This one increases the jump and glide speed and a damage reduction while jumping. Another nice cradle that makes PvP a little bit more tanky. There's even an unstable bomber cradle. I don't know how I feel about that one, but it is there. There is transient impact. This buffs your power surge. So for all my power surge people out there, you get a little buff here as well. And down here in the last tier, we have a bounce buff. So if you're on a bounce build, you get a little bit of a bounce buff. I believe Lone Walker, this is a new one. When fighting solo, medicine usage speed plus 35. So again, if you're playing solo, you get a little bit of a buff. Cool. So there is like some effectively new cradles that you can play around with to diversify your build and make it a little bit different for the hard mode. Now, there is something else that I found out today that is very cool about hard mode servers. So as you know, quests are fast tracked if you chose the simplified version. What that means is if you don't want to worry about talking to NPCs and all that boring stuff, you can instantly go up to quest markers and it will instantly complete that quest and give you the rewards. I'm already level 35 and I've played hard mode for about maybe 10 hours, 12 hours on stream, and half that time I've just been building a base. The cool thing about this whole experience is there's this feature where they kind of fast track your crafting and make it feel not as like grindy. So I found this out today, but when I went to craft a weapon, I don't know if I have any more left, but quest rewards will actually give you parts to make armor. So I don't think I have any more left. I don't, sadly. It's kind of a shame I can't show you guys here. But when you do quests, they actually give you the straight up crafting parts like the armor fabric, the bulletproof lining, so you don't need to use the resources and you can instantly craft the gear. In fact, that's how I got most of my gear without having to go and loot POIs, which is really nice. Another thing I want to quickly mention is all the mystical crates, puzzles, riddles, all reset. So same with accessories, accessory puzzles. Accessory puzzles will now give you a controller upon completing them. So there's a way to get more controllers there. Starchrom crates have reset at all the vendors, so you can get even more starchrom. So from your stellar currency, you can get these little head starts that just fast track you a little bit to get to like the hard mode in-game, which is really nice. And as for that hard mode in-game, it's only 3 days and 10 hours away already for me. And the nice thing is that we've kept all of our mods is I will instantly be able to get the best build I had in phase 6 within 5 days of hard mode starting, because I transferred some best calibrations in with me. So I'll instantly be able to equip my best mods, my calibration blueprint, and quite literally instantly have the build I had in phase 6 5 days into hard mode servers. You know, this isn't going to be for some people. I am going to say that outright. There is a decent amount of grinding if you want to take the full benefits of this, such as redoing your seasonal challenges again, you know, doing purifications, doing your mystical crates again. That's gonna sound very off-putting for some people, but for the people that want those extra fragments, those extra progression bits, before the new map comes out next month, this is a great opportunity for you to effectively do something with your time and get benefits out of it before the new season and the new map comes out. So I'm going to make the most of this to get all the extra fragments and starchrom I can to give me the greatest boost when we head into the new map next month. So I highly recommend, if you've got the time and if you're willing to put in that time to get the benefits and again help yourself out when it comes time. Like as I said, this isn't going to be for everyone, but for the people that are interested, it is very worth it. It might get a little tedious, but it is super fast track. Questing is basically non-existent. You quite literally go and chuck the rift anchors in. There is no talking to NPCs at all. The most grindy part is actually relooting mystical crates, but that greatly benefits you in relooting them. You know, you get more fragments to enhance your main weapons. So it is up to you how you want to tackle this, if you even want to do this, but it greatly benefits you. And that's just what I want to make this video about and what hard mode actually does. And again, as for the actual difficulty, we won't know until we hit pro mode in phase 4, and I will provide an update then alongside if the mod drops are actually better. Now again, I'm not confirming they are, we don't have proof, but I really hope they are, and I will update you guys if they are. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.